I mean, imposter syndrome is an interesting one. It's something where it's like you are doing quite well, but you just think you're not.
Hey, I'm Louis, and this is Oliver.
From Lime Cordiale, and this is what inspired Imposter Syndrome.
I think the first inspiration from it was from a line from The Big Lebowski.
One of those days, huh? Yeah.
There's one bit where he's talking at the bar to a cowboy, and he says, "Just one of those days." I can't even remember.
The cowboy says that.
Just one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so started this song with that in mind. Just one of these days, sort of just getting on with it. Another shit day.
That was actually a bit of the lyric. Like that was maybe the first chorus that we wrote, or you wrote for this song. But you started this with like a kind of a cowboy twang, which is actually the pre-chorus of this song. Yeah. The guitar parts of the pre-chorus was like maybe the chorus at some point.
It had all these different sections to it.
The main things that really stuck that are still in the song now are like that bass line and that jangly guitar part. And then later was just the strummy rhythm guitar. And then do you want to talk about how then there was the drums and the bass?
Yeah, then there was drums and there was bass.
Louis did all of that before I even heard the song. I think the next thing that came was the "You think you're perfect, nobody's perfect."
Nobody's perfect.
Sometimes when we're together, we just like put on voices and act a bit silly, and that's kind of like how that happened. But the actual imposter syndrome lyric,
I think that was sort of like a last minute thing.
Just like, I'm living with imposter syndrome.
When you write those sort of like negative lines, you want to sort of juxtapose it with something that's upbeat. So the original like jangly guitar bit was meant to be this sort of like happy thing with this, I don't know, negative connotation to it.
We didn't actually use a studio all that much. Like we went up to our farm, which is up the coast, and just did it in the living room. So a lot of vocals were done there.
I think we did all the drums and
did the drums elsewhere. Sometimes we talk about our productions as being a bit of like this Frankenstein technique where we've sort of pulled things from different spots. Like sometimes we do a bit here, then we go to another studio and we do a little bit there. A lot of our songs, they go through a few different transitions, and like the demo just doesn't sound anything like the finished product, probably because we just spend so much time on the song, and we wig out about it. We shelve it for like 6 months, and then we come back to it a year later or something.
Getting to the sort of 70 or 80% mark is pretty easy to do. And then that last little bit is just, it's almost, I don't know, it's impossible for some songs.
Some of these songs that are our most popular songs, Waking Up Easy, like we didn't even want to release those songs, like even when the production was finished, because we just, I don't know, we get to this point where like it's not good. And I guess that's where the imposter syndrome comes. It's almost like not until you play it live and people are enjoying it, then you start to go, oh, maybe this is a good song. I mean, imposter syndrome is an interesting one. It's something where it's like you are doing quite well, but you just think you're not. I think it can lower your self-esteem and lower your confidence. So sometimes you are in the studio and like you are doing really well, and then it just like affects your performance. So I know you I think struggled with the vocals on this one a few times just because of that.
The confidence.
Yeah, and I don't think we have any footage of you singing this because I can't shove a camera in front of Louis' face.
I get massive imposter syndrome when you're on stage in front of like a bunch of people, and then you sort of get the feeling like, why are these people here?
Yeah.
Like, why am I here? I always get that, but there's something about that being like, whatever, like maybe it'll only last for, maybe this will be the last night. So like, I don't deserve to be here.
Yeah.
So you can just get really weird and sort of, you don't have any worries.
So the imposter syndrome almost gives you like a little bit more confidence.
Little boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bit of imposter syndrome on this interview.
Yeah, me too. My hands are so sweaty.
I'm living